Here's your KNDY updated weatherology forecast for northeast Kansas and southeast Nebraska. I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Cloudy skies with a few peaks of sun this afternoon with daytime highs approaching 20. Northwesterly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies tonight, lows level off around 4 below. A dusting of snow Thursday night. I'm staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently 16.
Kansas Mid-America Network News, I'm Trace Tall. Monday afternoon, the Kansas Highway Patrol in north central Kansas took to the skies looking for cars that got stuck while driving in the harsh wind and snow over the weekend. In total, troopers rescued 5 people Monday afternoon. Trooper Ben explains the aerial team would communicate with troopers on the ground to find the people and get them help. 911 is a very good number to call, of course. However, star 47 is to the Highway Patrol Dispatch Center. Topeka police say weather was a likely factor in the death of a person they found along a walking trail. Topeka Police Department spokesperson says a person called authorities Monday morning to the area of 6th and Southeast Branner. The person then took officers to where an adult man was deceased along a walking trail in the area. Authorities say they do not suspect foul play. Police do believe the cold weather played a role in the death. Kansas Mid-America Network News.
2025 is the year to come out to Midwest Kia if you dare to compare. We're so confident that you'll love the product, love the pricing, and love the simple and transparent purchase process that we're putting our money where our mouth is. This year, give Midwest Kia a chance to dazzle you. Mention the Dare to Compare campaign and we'll give you an extra $200 off any new vehicle, in addition to any existing rebates and discounts. Found a better fit elsewhere? We're going to pay you $100 just for giving us a chance. It's a win-win all month long at Midwest Kia. Mention the Dare to Compare campaign and we'll give you an extra $200 off any new vehicle, in addition to any existing rebates and discounts. Dare to Compare. Just another way to say,
we want to see ya in a Midwest Kia.
$100 payment paid to customers who have been presented a deal in store and provided a signed purchase agreement from competing dealer up to 30 days after store visit.
An Ark City man who was charged with multiple child sex crimes was found dead. That's according to the KBI. Brian W. Black, 40, was found dead outside of his home in Ark City on December 28th around noon. The KBI did say in a press release that Black died from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. The 40-year-old man was released on bond after he was charged with rape and other crimes. The crimes were allegedly committed against a 16-year-old teen. On December 31st of 2024, members of the Topeka Police Department Narcotics Unit served a search warrant in the 2100 block of Southeast Adams Street. While conducting the search warrant, officers located methamphetamine, cocaine, and strong psychedelic drugs. As a result, Samantha Kern, 41, Donald Etienne, 48, Ashley Shippers, 34, and Michael Metz, 51, were transported to the Shawnee County Department of Corrections. Kansas Mid-America Network News.
As a farm or ranch owner, you've invested heavily in your agribusiness, especially in your livestock. Protecting them from accidents, fires, and other natural disasters is crucial for your farm's success. At Blue Valley Insurance, we recognize the importance of your animals as assets to your livelihood. Visit our offices in Lynn, Greenleaf, Hanover, or Marysville to explore comprehensive livestock insurance options tailored to your needs. Safeguard your farm's future with Blue Valley Insurance today.
Nebraska Mid-America Network News. I'm Andy Hoosier. On the way out from the Biden administration in Washington, D.C., President Joe Biden has awarded a Medal of Valor last week to the Lincoln Police Department sergeant who jumped into a frigid pond back in February of 2023 to save a woman from drowning in her vehicle. As according to the Nebraska Examiner, Sergeant Tu Antron had responded to the winter weather-related wreck at the Wilderness Ridge Golf Course after a woman had lost control of her Hyundai Elantra, where the vehicle had slipped into the pond. According to the Lincoln Journal-Star, they say that the water was sitting roughly 22 degrees that day when Tron had responded to the call and jumped in to save the woman after traveling more than 2 2 miles away. During the ceremony, Tran had attempted to deflect from his heroic effort, sharing credit with many of the bystanders and the individuals who ended up calling 911 during that night. But they say it was the second time that he had jumped into the water to help rescue someone, having done the same thing back in September of 2022.
Just like that, your favorite piece of jewelry broke, and after making phone calls, you're finding out it will take weeks or longer to get it back from repair. Well, not if you call Jewelry Savers. Their shop is equipped with the latest technology, which allows Jewelry Savers to get most repairs done and back to you within 48 hours. Did you hear that? Within 48 hours, Jewelry Savers will have your favorite jewelry expertly done to their meticulous standards and back to you. You can find Jewelry Savers at K96 and Greenwich next to Cabela's, and always online at JewelrySavers.com. At Jewelry Savers, we don't want $1 million, just a million friends.
At Seven Clans First Council Resort and Casino, we know the holiday bills can pile up. That's why we've blown the budget on Random Rewards Cash for you in January. $6,000 in Random Rewards Cash every Friday. And double the pleasure on Saturday with $12,000 in Random Rewards Cash. That's more than $70,000 in cash in all this January. Earn entries with your Seven Clan Players card on all your favorite games. Follow us on Facebook to see who claimed the latest life-changing jackpot. And come win in January at Seven Clans First Council Casino and Resort. Highway 77 in Newkirk, where the winners play.
Reporting local news, I'm Bruce Dierking. A recovery from the weekend winter storm that brought from 8 to as much as 18 inches of snow to north central and northeast Kansas continues into Tuesday. Roads across the state were closed Sunday as the storm created blowing and drifting conditions. Road crews made headway Monday with highways reopened to traffic and county as well as township crews working rural areas. Area schools were closed Monday. Many will remain closed Tuesday with activities canceled as well. A number of businesses and others were also closed Monday after the snowstorm. Local totals ranging from 8 to 12 inches in the Marysville area. Heaviest totals toward Brown County near Hiawatha with nearly 18 inches of snow reported. Bernice A. Helmer, age 86 of rural Marysville, passed away January 3rd. Funeral service is planned Friday, 10:30 at the Emmanuel State Line Lutheran Church, north of Marysville. Burial in the church cemetery. Visitation Thursday, 2 until 8. Family will greet friends Thursday from 5 until 7 at Kinsley Mortuary in Marysville in charge of arrangements for Bernice Helmer. Barbara J. Forrest, age 75, of Frankfort, passed away December 29th. Funeral service Saturday, 10 a.m. at St. Columbakeel's Catholic Church at Blaine. Burial in the Mount Calvary Catholic Cemetery. Rosary Friday evening at 7 at the church, with a visitation Friday noon until 4 at the Patton Funeral Chapel in Frankfort in charge of arrangements for Barbara Forrest. Kirk C. Bradford, age 71, of Marysville, passed away December 23rd. Funeral service Saturday, 10:30 at St. Gregory's Catholic Church in Marysville. Private family burial in the church cemetery. A visitation is planned 5:30 until 6:30 with a rosary at 6:30 Friday at St. Gregory's Catholic Church, Marysville. Kinsley's in charge of arrangements for Kirk Bradford. Morris J. Pete Cumrow, age 101, of Hollenberg, passed away December 29th. Celebration of Life service is planned Saturday, 10:30 at St. Michael's Catholic Church in Fairbury. Family will have a meet and greet at 6 p.m. with a rosary at 7 on Friday evening at the Gertis Meyer Funeral Home in Fairbury in charge of arrangements for Pete Cumrow. Dale Dewis, age 81, passed away December 28th. And a funeral service is planned Saturday, 11 a.m. at the Gertis Meyer Funeral Home. Burial at a later date. Gertis Meyer Funeral Home in charge of arrangements for Dale Dewis. Connie M. Hartloff, age 80, of Blue Rapids, passed away December 24th. Memorial service rescheduled this Saturday, January 11th, 2 until 4 at the 4-H building on the Marshall County Fairgrounds in Blue Rapids. Christy Anders Funeral Home in charge of arrangements for Connie Hartloff. Keith L. Zabakrotsky, age 68, of Washington, passed away December 27th. Funeral arrangements pending with the Ward Funeral Home in charge for Keith Zabakrotsky. Caitlin C. Dillman, age 33, of Marysville, passed away December 28th. Funeral arrangements pending with the Christy Anders Funeral Home in charge for Caitlin Dillman. Pamela K. Stows, age 73, of Marysville, passed away January 3rd. Funeral arrangements pending with Kinsley's in charge for Pamela Stowe's. Scott H. Stevens, age 74, of Waterville, passed away January 3rd. Funeral arrangements pending with the Christy Anders Funeral Home of Waterville in charge for Scott Stevens.
United Bank and Trust has been fulfilling the banking needs of families and businesses in Northeast Kansas for decades. United Bank and Trust is always advancing and is excited to introduce a new and improved mobile banking app for your smartphone. Simply search UBT Mobile in the App Store and download. It's a mobile-fast world, and so is United Bank and Trust, the bank for your future. United Bank and Trust, banking for your way of life. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you searching for a primary care provider who can do it all? Sunflower Medical Clinic is here for you. From adult health screenings to well child exams, DOT physicals, or more, our team at Sunflower Medical Clinic is here to keep your family healthy. We also offer laser hair removal, Botox, facial fillers, plus bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. Call us today to see how Sunflower Medical Clinic can serve you.
Here's your KNDY weatherology forecast for Northeast Kansas and Southeast Nebraska. Mostly sunny skies today with our highs in the upper teens and lower 20s, then partly cloudy skies overnight tonight with our lows just above and below zero. Sunshine throughout Wednesday with our highs in the upper teens and lower 30s, then mostly clear skies throughout Wednesday night with our lows in the single digits and lower teens. Mostly sunny skies and a bit warmer into Thursday with our highs in the mid to upper 30s, then a slight chance for some snow showers throughout Thursday night, mostly cloudy with our lows in the upper teens and lower 20s. Sunshine continues into Friday with our highs in the upper 20s and lower 30s, then partly cloudy skies throughout Friday night with our lows in the single digits and lower teens. Partly sunny skies as we head into Saturday with our highs in the upper 20s and lower 30s, then mostly cloudy skies over Saturday night with our lows in the mid-teens and lower 20s. Partly sunny skies as we head into Sunday as well with our highs in the lower 30s, and partly cloudy skies throughout Sunday night with our lows in the lower to mid-teens. Some sunshine continues as we head into Monday with our highs in the mid-20s and lower 30s throughout the region. I'm meteorologist Carol Foster.
Average high temperature early January 39, record high on this date 70, the average low 19, and the record low 14 below zero. Sunrise this morning 7:47, sunset this evening at 5:20.
An afternoon nap could be one of the most beneficial things you do for yourself today. We have the evidence on the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report.
If you're a farmer or rancher, chances are you've thought about joining Kansas Farm Bureau. So what's stopping you? Your membership means you have a seat at the table when it comes to the issues that affect your farm. Things like trade, taxes, water, and regulations. The state's largest farm advocacy organization brings your message to policy decision makers at the county, state, and national level. The voice of agriculture becomes your voice and fights for Kansas farmers and ranchers. And a Kansas Farm Bureau membership includes other benefits. For about $50 a year, you'll receive discounts on equipment and supplies, cell phone plans, financial and legal support, home and office supplies, and more. You'll also receive Kansas Living, a quarterly lifestyle magazine featuring real stories of farmers and producers around the state, plus great recipes, crafts, and things to see and do in Kansas. Join us today. Visit kfb.org/farmer-rancher to learn more.
With more practical tips and useful advice, this is the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report for Tuesday, January 7th, the 7th day of the year. Singer Kenny Loggins has a birthday, and Americans were hit with a postage increase on this day in 1968. A first-class stamp went up to 6 cents. Evidence continues to mount for the benefits of a daily nap. Napping increases alertness, memory retention, and learning abilities. It's a known mood enhancer and stress reducer. And a recent Greek study found that working men who napped at least 3 times a week reduced their chance of death from heart disease by 64%. In fact, for much of human history, people have been biphasic sleepers, getting a stretch of shut-eye at night, coupled with a shorter respite during the day. So don't feel guilty about a little cat nap. It's much better than all those double espressos you down instead. That's the Old Farmer's Almanac Radio Report. Learn more at almanac.com.
When you have a debit card, you can pay as you go and not build up debt on costly credit card balances. Our debit cards are convenient, easy to use, and accepted at merchants everywhere. Each month, we supply an accurate, easy-to-read statement of all your debit transactions, freeing up your quality time for your family. Debit cards, better than plastic and easy to use. Citizen State Bank of Marysville, Waterville, and Hanover. Quality banking since 1907. Member FDIC.
Marysville Knights of Columbus Soup Day is Thursday, January 9th, serving chicken noodle, chili, potato, and vegetable beef soup, along with sandwiches and homemade desserts. Thursday, January 9th, serving 11 to 7 at St. Gregory's Church Hall in Marysville. Call the Church Hall for local delivery and carry-out. Free will donation. Everyone is welcome Thursday.
Mid-American Network Sports, I am Doug Downs. The only state school that played last night was the Wichita State Shockers, and they fall 0-2 in conference play as the Shockers get beat 91-72 by South Florida at Charles Koch Arena. Afterwards, here's what head coach Paul Mills had to say.
I can tell you, nobody's happy with 10-5. Man, you get 0-2 starting conference. There isn't. Yep, it's not okay. Just telling you, it's not okay.
The Shocks travel to San Antonio to take on UTSA coming up this Saturday. The Kansas State Wildcat basketball team is back in action tonight against Oklahoma State. The Cats have been in Stillwater for an extended period of time due to the weather that moved through the Midwest. K-State traveled straight from Fort Worth after a loss against TCU this past weekend, and they've been in Stillwater since Sunday. Tonight's game at Iva Gallagher tips off at 7 o'clock. Mid-American Network Sports.
Professional excavators and homeowners, safety always comes first, and safe digging is no accident. So before you begin your next digging project, remember to call Kansas 811 to have your underground utility lines marked for free. Know what's below. Call 811 before you dig. So play it safe. Put down the shovel, pick up the phone, and call 811 first. This message is brought to you by Kansas 811, reminding you that no matter if your digging project is big or small, don't make a judgment call. Always call 811 before you dig.
The biggest names in entertainment come to Newkirk and Seven Clans First Council Casino and Resort. Saturday, January the 11th. See Mark Chestnut live and in concert. Mark Chestnut in an all-ages show. Get your tickets now at sevenclans.com or the Players Club. Mark Chestnut in Newkirk at Seven Clans First Council Casino and Resort. Highway 77 in Newkirk, where the biggest names in entertainment play.
Before the college basketball season started, the Kansas Jayhawks were preseason number 1. Now the Jayhawks are not even inside of the AP top 10. In yesterday's poll, the Jayhawks check in at number 11. They dropped 4 spots after losing to West Virginia. There's only 4 teams inside the top 25 out of the Big 12. Iowa State's at 3, KU at 11, Houston at 12, and West Virginia checks in at 21. College football has crowned its first national championship, and it is a familiar face. North Dakota State wins the FCS championship last night. They beat undefeated Montana 35-32. That is the 10th national championship for the Bison. Of course, current K-State coach Chris Kleiman coached there from 2011 to 2018. He won 4 national championships while he was the head coach. The Royals make an offseason move. They signed Michael Lorenzen to a 1-year deal worth $7 million. The 33-year-old right-handed pitcher appeared in 7 games with 6 starts and went 2-0 last year for the Royals. Mid-American Network Sports.
Area high school basketball games tonight, all postponed. Kansas State men's basketball action, 6 o'clock pregame tonight, live on KNDY.
Hey, Wildcat fans, mark your calendars for Tuesday, January 14th, and join us for tacos, tequila, and K-State men's basketball as the Wildcats take on Texas Tech. Order your $50 tacos and tequila ticket package now, which includes access to a pregame taco and tequila tasting inside Bill Snyder Family Stadium, as well as an exclusive K-State Mason jar glass along with your game ticket. Order your tacos and tequila ticket package online at kstatesports.com or by calling 1-800-221-CATS.
It's a 2-minute timeout on KNDY with Bruce
and Max.
And Max, KNDY is the sports leader in Northeast Kansas, Southeast Nebraska.
Leader in high school sports every Friday night between the Marysville Bulldogs on AM 1570, FM 94.1, and our area game of the week on FM 95.5 every Friday through the football season.
In addition to high school game broadcast, we air the Farm Bureau Financial Scoreboard Show Friday nights, game nights twice each hour, and of course scores on our morning news block immediately following game day. So it's high school sports on KNDY and KNDY FM along with the Wildcats and the Jayhawks.
Wildcats right here on AM 1570, FM 94.1, KU Jayhawks, FM 95.5, all season long throughout the football and basketball season. You can hear Wyatt Thompson and Brian Haney all year long.
So your voice for all of the area schools, the Marysville Bulldogs, Kansas, and Kansas State, is KNDY. We're on air, we're online, we're on your mobile app. We do have some geofencing restrictions on some of our college broadcasts, but otherwise, always download our free mobile app.
And stay tuned every weekday for the KNDY Coaches Corner as well, where we talk to the area football coaches, basketball, when we get into that season, to give a glimpse into the athletics inside your favorite school.
And the Coaches Corner airs evenings following sports at about 5:20 on KNDY, Monday through Fridays. Plus, you can catch scores during continued sports updates on our 7 a.m., noon, and 5 o'clock news blocks, plus updates each hour from ABC on sports Saturday and Sundays.
TVL Rundown also every Wednesday at the 7 and noon o'clock time period for a look inside the Twin Valley League. For Max
and Bruce, it's a 2-minute timeout on KNDY.
Early spring blooms of henbit and purple dead nettle are important nectar sources for several pollinators. Consider managing these weeds with the pollinators in mind. Hi, I'm Melinda Myers, horticulturist and gardening expert. Henbit and purple dead nettle are winter annuals. They sprout a cluster of leaves in fall that survive the winter. In early spring, the plants continue to grow, flower, drop seeds, and die. Contain these weeds by keeping nearby plants and the lawn healthy. Remove small populations by hand after the flowers fade, but before they set seeds. It may make it easier to tolerate these unwanted plants knowing honeybees and bumblebees feed upon the henbit nectar. The purple dead nettle feeds these as well as digger bees, a group of large ground-nesting bees. Both attract the giant bee fly, a bee mimic. The adult is a pollinator while the larva is a parasite feeding on various insects, including cutworms. Check out our website for this and other gardening tips.
Marysville Sons of the American Legion will host an all-you-can-eat buffet this Sunday featuring fried chicken, liver and onions, ham, and all the trimmings. Serving Sunday 11 to 1:30 at the American Legion Hall in Marysville. $15 for adults. Serving Sunday, the Sons of the American Legion feed 11 to 1:30 at the Marysville American Legion.
The Connecticut River is the largest in the northeastern U.S., flowing over 400 miles from Quebec to Long Island Sound. The location of the first bridge and first canal on that river might surprise you. It's next on the American Countryside.
What's the first thing you do in the morning? For many farmers and ranchers, it's checking weather and market updates. Make AgWeb Daily Newsletter part of your morning routine. Not only bringing you essential news and weather updates, but also covering topics such as smart farming and agriculture's next generation. And each weekday, stay informed and stay ahead with AgWeb Market Weekly. Whether you're at home or in the field, AgWeb Market Weekly keeps you connected and competitive. Delivered straight to your inbox. Subscribe to both today at agweb.com/newsletters and never miss a beat.
I'm Tyne Morgan, host of U.S. Farm Report, the only weekend television show that features some of agriculture's biggest names. From custom commentary from John Phipps to the stories of antique iron with Machinery Pete to a list of more than 30 marketing analysts, our weekly program focuses on the topics that matter most to you. We invite you to join us each weekend for U.S. Farm Report, timely, trusted tradition.
When you live in a place called Bellows Falls, well, it's predictable. There is or was some sort of falls there.
The Native Americans came here because of the falls and the fish that ran up the falls.
Kathy Bergman is describing Bellows Falls, Vermont. For European settlers, the falls were also a power to be harnessed.
What we had to do was get a boat up past Bellows Falls. We built a canal. Everything was good until this boat came along that didn't fit in the canal. So we turned the canal into the power source for our industry.
The canal was completed in 1802, but by the mid-1800s, as Kathy mentioned, it was obsolete for shipping and just used to harness the Connecticut River's water power to turn grist, paper, and leather mills.
We also happened to have the first bridge that crossed the Connecticut River because the opening that the bridge had is the smallest opening from the headwaters of the Connecticut to the Atlantic Ocean.
That bridge was built in 1785 over the Connecticut River, the largest in the Northeast, flowing over 400 miles from Quebec to Massachusetts. This town still has one of the grand old mills that relied on that water power.
It's the oldest continual business in Bellows Falls. It has been open to business since 1831 till the present.
Although this town has its beginnings in the mid-1700s, it has done a great job of reinventing itself over the decades, boasting nice shops and places to eat, plus many old homes that have been renovated with beautiful porches. It's a place that still beckons residents and visitors alike. Traveling the countryside in Bellows Falls, Vermont, I'm Andrew McCrae.
Lactating cows are susceptible to an infection called mastitis that can affect their milk supply. Hi, I'm Jody Henke. A healthy diet and clean environment can minimize the risk as you're living the country life.
Living the Country Life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic and from previous shows by visiting us online at livingthecountrylife.com. We'll return to the show after these messages.
Interact with Successful Farming on social media. Like us on Facebook at Successful Farming USA and follow us on X at Successful Farm for tips, ideas, timely news, and information from our editors. Find us on Instagram at successful_farming and love the latest photo or video. And take a look behind the scenes with our editors on TikTok at successful_farming. Successful Farming presents the 15 Minutes with a Farmer podcast. In each episode, a Successful Farming editor has a quick conversation with a farmer, chock full of stories and advice from their area of agriculture. They're interesting, educational, and perfect for your busy schedule. Search for 15 Minutes with a Farmer wherever you download your podcasts.
A lactating cow that seems ill might have mastitis. Animal science professor Joe Hogan at Ohio State University says mastitis is an inflammation of the mammary gland caused by bacteria. The pathogens are transferred from cow to cow or picked up in their environment. There are two types of mastitis, subclinical and clinical. Subclinical is not visibly apparent and must be detected by a lab test. With a clinical case of mastitis, the cow will show signs.
You either have abnormalities in the milk or the gland swollen or the cow shows signs of illness. If she's ill, she'll run a temperature. She'll not eat as much. She'll have pain. She'll reflex to touch to the udder. You can see some swelling and redness on the teats if they're a color that you can detect color change in.
Mastitis can be treated with antibiotics, but Hogan says in the majority of cases, the cow's immune system will clear it up. Keep her immune defenses up so she can fight infection.
There's two ways to control mastitis. You can either increase the cow's resistance, which we can do, but only to a certain point. And then the other way, which has had far more success, is hygiene in her environment.
Hogan says the primary source of environmental bacteria that causes mastitis is soiled bedding materials. When the cow lies down, the teats come in contact with manure and other contagions. It's important to clean her stall daily and add fresh bedding. Hogan recommends inorganic materials such as sand, which inhibits the growth of pathogens. If you milk her, make sure your sanitation procedures are in order to avoid spreading infection. Learn more about controlling mastitis at livingthecountrylife.com. I'll see you in the country.
Living the Country Life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic, share your tips, and post photos by visiting us online at livingthecountrylife.com.
Have you ever considered living life backward? Hi, I'm Rob West with today's Faith and Finance Minute. You can't literally live backward, of course, but you can live with the end in mind. In a speech a few years ago, famed investor Warren Buffett said, "Write your obituary and then try to figure out how to live up to it." That's a good idea. Think about how you want to be remembered as a faithful follower of Christ, a joyful person, a good steward, one who gave generously of both time and money. If that's how you want to be remembered, start living up to those things now. Ask the Lord to help you be faithful and joyous, a good manager, and a generous giver. Live today and all the rest of your life with the end in mind. We can help you learn to manage your money according to biblical principles when you download the free FaithFi app. You'll find it on our website at faithfi.com.
KNDY.
Some ag-related takeaways from the UN Climate Conference today on Farm to Fork.
Hey there, it's Mike Rowe, and if you're out there getting dirty, do me a favor and remember to call or click 811 before you dig. And when I say dig, I refer to any activity requiring boring, tilling, drilling, probing, reaming, plowing, drudging, or even scoping. Anything that causes you to roll up your sleeves a little and dig in requires you to first connect with 811 so that you can avoid all those buried pipes, wires, and cables underground. To sum up, call or click 811 before you dig and visit safeexcavator.com for more information.
A farm can be a wonderful place to grow up, but it can also be a dangerous place. Statistically, a child dies on a farm every 3 days somewhere in America. That needs to be fixed. Do whatever you can to make sure your kids keep safety top of mind, working or playing. Farm safety and health is everyone's business. This reminder is brought to you by Farm to Fork through the generous support of listeners like you across the country. Learn how you can help at NorthshoreProductions.com. The recent United Nations Climate Conference included a focus on the role agriculture has in climate. The group U.S. Farmers and Ranchers in Action plays up that role as the industry is seen as a potential mitigator of greenhouse gas emissions. CEO Kevin Burkham.
Our share of voice, frankly, pales in comparison to some other sectors. It's important for us to continue to go there, to be present, to be visible, to be loud with our voices, to share science and evidence that supports our point of view.
Pennsylvania farmer Marilyn Hershey is a USFRA board member.
We have a positive story to tell, but I think it's very important that we make sure that the messages that are out there are factual and not based on theory or based on an assumption.
And another USFRA board member, South Dakota farmer Michael Crinian, reflects on the landmark study I recently told you about concerning the potential for agriculture to address climate change.
So far, there's been a lot of very positive reviews. I'm hoping it'll continue that, and hopefully maybe it'll continue other things where agriculture can be even more greenhouse gas negative.
More tomorrow. That's Farm to Fork. I'm Darrell Anderson.
The Manhattan Commission Company special stock cow sale has been rescheduled for Wednesday, January 15th, starting at 11 a.m. First calf heifers include 156 fancy Angus first calf heifers mixed consignments, plus 52 black white face semi-Angus and Charlotte Angus cross first calf heifers, all bred to low birth weight bulls for January 17th through April calving. There will be 14 fancy bull Hereford first calf heifers bred to low birth weight Hereford bulls for February through March calves. Spring cows include 400 red Angus, black white face, and Hereford bred cows, 3 years older, including 112 reputation red Angus cows to be 5 years old, bred to Peeper red Angus bulls for March and April calves. 90 choice home-raised Angus cows, 3 to 7 years old, bred to Angus bulls for March and April calving. There will be 100 black baldy, and semi-Angus cross cows, 3 years to short and solid. They'll have September through November calves by side. For more information on the special cow sale to be held Wednesday, January 15th at the Manhattan Commission Company, please call 800-834-1029 or check our website at mcclivestock.com.
Ag News from the Mid-America Ag Network. I'm Andy Hoosier. We are just weeks away from the inauguration of a new Trump administration for his second term going into 2025. But what does that mean for the agricultural industry? As according to some, they say many in the ag industry are worried about what the Trump administration could do for their livelihoods when it comes to conversations like new tariffs on foreign nations and the potential deportation of some of those agricultural workers. As according to Cam Quarles, the CEO of the National Potato Council, they say that folks are rightfully asking questions, but it's a bit too early to let their imaginations run wild and speculate on what may happen.
If the threat of tariffs drives countries that we partner with, and in some cases compete with, if it drives them to the negotiating table where we can get a better deal overall for selfishly for U.S. agriculture's huge trade deficit, we can actually start balancing that trade deficit. That will be a very good thing. I think that is one of the potential outcomes of the strategy that has been suggested, is the threat of tariffs may lead to lower tariffs through effective negotiations.
He says that is good news, but as of right now, nothing is guaranteed as we continue to see the response from some of the foreign nations.
Obviously, if you had massive tariffs go on just kind of wholesale across the United States and never come off, that's an entirely different matter. But that hasn't happened. So, and I think we've just got to give the administration the opportunity to actually implement their policies.
When it comes to the immigration side of things, he says right now things aren't moving too fastly, but it's going to be curious to see what happens.
Maybe this renewed focus on the bad actors who are here and have exploited our immigration system will provide a window to deal with things that ag labor reform done properly could provide a tailwind for the U.S. economy that would carry us for decades.
He goes on to remind that he says he is optimistic going into a new year on how agriculture may rebound.
More to drive in 2025 at Rusty Eck Ford. More selection. Choose from over 500 new and used vehicles, all ready for you to drive home today. More for your trade. Get the best value for your trade-in vehicle. More award-winning service. Rusty Eck Ford is Wichita's only President's Award-winning dealership 3 years running. Recognized for the best overall sales and service experience. More service options. Our factory-certified technicians are here to care for all your auto repair needs. We offer vehicle pickup and drop-off services, and our mobile service van can come to your home or work for most routine maintenance. More financing options. Our financing team will find the best options to get you into a new car, truck, or SUV. Enjoy zero down payment and low APR financing. Only at Rusty Eck Ford and rustyeckford.com.
Absolutely unbeatable.
For top quality clothing that fits a busy lifestyle, Valley Vet Supply has you covered from head to toe. Fashionable options for the show arena to top quality workwear for on the farm. Choose from trusted brands like Bernie, Ariat, Cinch, and Wrangler in men's, women's, and kids options. More than supplies for your operation, swing by Valley Vet Supply in Marysville today and find the style that fits you.
Valley Vet Supply.
Today's snow is tomorrow's mud. The sooner you can remove snow from feedlot pens, the easier it is to manage. On Successful Farming Radio.
Successful Farming Radio, providing information farmers need in the field, in the shop, and in the office. Committed to growing your business in agriculture.
Interact with Successful Farming on social media. Like us on Facebook at Successful Farming USA and follow us on X at Successful Farm for tips, ideas, timely news, and information from our editors. Find us on Instagram at successful_farming and love the latest photo or video. And take a look behind the scenes with our editors on TikTok at successful_farming. Successful Farming presents the 15 Minutes with a Farmer podcast. In each episode, a Successful Farming editor has a quick conversation with a farmer, chock full of stories and advice from their area of agriculture. They're interesting, educational, and perfect for your busy schedule. Search for 15 Minutes with a Farmer wherever you download your podcasts.
Nobody enjoys walking in deep snow and ice, and this includes cattle. Snow that isn't managed in a feedlot creates extra problems for animals, pen services, and runoff control systems. Warren Rushi is an Extension Beef Feedlot Management Associate at South Dakota State University. He says you can't always get out there right after the snow falls, but move it as soon as you can with a loader, box scraper, or blade.
If nothing else, if we can scrape around the waters and the feed apron, that's going to help prevent some ice buildup. What we don't want to do is have a situation where we have even an inch or two of snow that we don't deal with, that gets packed down, turns to ice, and now we have some footing issues that might be affecting feed intake and water intake.
When you have more time, push snow to the back of the lot where you can clear off a larger area. If the ground isn't completely frozen, you can fill in some ruts and smooth things out. Another possible solution is to dump feedlot snow onto the fields. However, pen snow will be mixed with manure.
Make sure that whatever the environmental regulations might be in your locality, that's allowable. Wouldn't want to get into a situation where in some places that may be an issue from a regulatory standpoint. But assuming that's allowable, that we can haul snow out, that's another option.
If snow accumulation problems are severe, windbreak fences and shelter belts upwind from the feedlot can help trap snow. Anything that can be done to remove snow and improve lot conditions now will pay off later as the lot surface starts to thaw. I'm Jody Henke. Learn more about managing snow in the feedlot at agriculture.com.
Planning for the future includes accounting for the present. Crop insurance protection assures that your farming operation will withstand the variabilities of weather and potential disaster. Rely on the coverage that crop insurance provides, and rely on Linda Schmitz with Linda's Insurance Agency for the experience and personal service that she offers. Call today and update your crop insurance options. That's Linda's Insurance Agency, 1507 Broadway in Marysville.
From Kansas State University, this is Agriculture Today. I'm Shelby Varner. The Finances and the Farm course from K-State's Agricultural Economics Department has been available since 2021, and recently K-State Extension farm economist Robin Reed and her colleague Lavelle Windsor took the time to revamp and record the courses for participants.
Time goes on, it needs a little refresher. So Lavelle and I had a big undertaking last year where we re-recorded all of the short, actually 26 different videos of the class, had them professionally recorded. And then we also worked with some course designers to help make the class a little more interactive. But basically, as they go through the class, what they're going to do is listen to short videos where they're learning the content. They're going to be doing some interactive activities to help reinforce the content. And then they're going to take, we call them quizzes, but they're really kind of just, make sure you understand, use this in an actual setting kind of activity where they're putting numbers into a financial statement and analyzing it. So that way they're learning it, they're using it, and they're applying it. So it walks through a number of different financial topics in that regard.
Reed shares her timeline recommendation for completing the course.
So when a participant signs up for the class, they actually have 6 months to complete it. But we really recommend, and what we mostly see, is doing it within 2 to 3 weeks, where you do what we call a module. It's kind of just one lesson. Do 2 or 3 lessons a week. The nice thing is you do have access to that content for 6 months. So we've actually heard from participants how nice it is to go back and actually watch a video again for a second time, or take one of our spreadsheets and do their financial statement and work on it some more. So yeah, the access is for 6 months, but really to take the class, I really like people to sign up for it when they know they have time to take it.
She says why this class is valuable for people working with the Farm Service Agency.
If you, especially beginning farmers, are going to work with a Farm Service Agency loan, go ahead and take this class ahead of time, and that way you learn about those financial statements that go right into your application for that loan with Farm Service Agency. And then it's also a checkbox on that application that you've already have done your FSA borrowers training credits. Now, if you already have a loan, a lot of times you're required to do a class like ours within 2 years of that loan.
That was K-State Extension farm economist Robin Reed letting us know about the refreshed Finances and the Farm course on www.agmanager.info. I'm Shelby Varner, and this has been Agriculture Today over at the K-State Radio Network.
Attention farmers and livestock owners looking for top quality feed and essential supplies for your animals. Look no further than Home City Grain, offering a wide variety of feed options for small and large livestock, as well as smart lick tubs, perfect for providing essential nutrients to your herd. Contact Home City Grain today at 785-799-3326 or find them online at homecitygrain.com for up-to-the-minute grain bids, weather outlook, and more.
Market information from the Mid-America Ag Network. I'm Andy Hoosier as we move through a Tuesday today. Market's wrapping up in just a little bit. We are seeing still kind of mixed on the board. Not a lot of changes today. Pretty steady for the grains. Mixed right now with corn and soybeans down. The livestock market still seeing some mostly higher numbers on the board. We'll see how we close in just a little bit. Looking at your corn market, we are getting closer to going positive. It's still red right now with some pressure. March corn down 3/4 cent at 4.57 1/4. May corn down 3/4 cent at 4.64 1/2 cent. Wheat market still slightly higher. March KC wheat up 4 1/4 at 5.57 1/2. May KC wheat up 4 1/2 cents at 5.66 1/4. Looking at your soybeans right now, we are seeing a little bit of green slowly creep up now. January beans up 3/4 cent at 9.93 1/4. The March beans down 1/4 at 9.97 1/2. In the soybean meal, January meals down 4 1/2 at 2.94 10 cents. March down 4.20 at 3.03 10 cents. And the soybean oil for January up 80 cents at 40.56. March up 85 cents at 41 and 18 cents. Over in your oats market today, March oats are slightly down by 2 pennies at 3.29 each bushel. May down 1/4 cent at 3.41 1/2. In the canola market, we have the January unchanged. That's about off the board at 6.38 30 cents. March down 3.70 at 6.22 10 cents. And the cotton market mixed right now. March is down a penny at 68.67. The May is in the green 4 cents at 69 and 86 cents. U.S. dollar index today, March index up 15 cents right now at 108.26. The June up 19 pennies at 107.95. We have the 30-year bonds down 1/4 point right now at 112.80, and the 10-year notes for March down slightly, sitting at 108.08. Stock market mostly lower across the board, with the Dow Jones down 21 points, sitting at 42,685. The S&P down 33 points. The Nasdaq in the red, 246.
Burwell Construction has been a trusted name in the roofing business as a local company. Whether you're still trying to get a new roof from storms or have general wear and tear, call Burwell Construction at 316-794-3430. Burwell Construction will evaluate your roof and work with you from start to finish, even help with any insurance claims. Join the thousands of others and trust your next roof to Burwell Construction. 316-794-3430 or burwellconstruction.com.
It's Burwell, it's Burwell. Burwell Construction.
The agriculture industry changes constantly. From commodity prices to trade deals, droughts and fuel prices, it's hard to keep your farm protected and prepared. That's where we come in. Join us every day right here on the Mid-America Ag Network as we cover your daily commodity prices with hourly market reports, news from the farm to bills in Washington, D.C. Plus, hear the latest across the Mid-America region that may affect your operation. From planting to harvesting and everything in between, it's the Mid-America Ag Network.
For large dirt work projects or residential jobs, contact Hayes & Dozer Service of Frankfort. Complete pond building and excavation, field terrace maintenance, entire outbuilding demolition, and dump truck service. Hayes & handles it all. Call Greg today at 785-547-5794. That's 785-547-5794. Now booking spring 2025 projects. Call on Hayes & Dozer Service of Frankfort, where your project meets their expertise.
From ABC News, Wall Street now. On Monday, it was the Dow Jones that struggled to gain traction. Today, the Dow was up about 10 points, while the S&P was down 0.4%. The Nasdaq headed into the day lower by over 1%. Talks between the union covering 45,000 longshoremen and the operators of ports from Maine to Texas resumed today. The workers hope to slow the spread of automation at the ports. If there's no deal by the 15th, the union could go on strike. AI chip giant NVIDIA is showing off new ways to train systems that run everything from robots to driverless cars. The company also has unveiled its first desktop computer and souped-up graphics cards for computer gaming at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. On store shelves starting today, Valentine's Day-themed M&Ms. The limited edition pink and red strawberry and cream M&Ms are filled with white chocolate and what a press release calls a dreamy strawberry twist. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
Tune in for the auction calendar weekdays during our noon news block on KNDY. Upcoming auction details for Northeast Kansas and Southeast Nebraska. Household, collectibles, real estate, farm, or business auctions. If you're planning a sale, be sure your auctioneer advertises on KNDY. In addition to our daily updates on air, check out the auction calendar online. We provide the complete sale bills at KNDYradio.com for those advertising with us. the least expensive, most comprehensive way to reach all of Northeast Kansas and Southeast Nebraska with radio KNDY and online KNDYradio.com. Tell your auctioneer you want the power of radio working to your best advantage. Call our sales team for rate quotes and complete details. Find out more by checking out the auction calendar online at KNDYradio.com. KNDY.